Ahoy everyone, my name is Brandon. Welcome. Let's go over how to take a punch. Here we go. When you are fighting, you're bound to get hit in the face. That's how it is. I get hit in the face all the time. I probably shouldn't. It's probably not good for my health. I'm only 18. I've been knocked out. Been concussed. All that fun stuff. So it's bound to happen. So in this video, I'm going to explain what you should be doing when you get absolutely rocked in the face, considering hopefully that you didn't get knocked out, considering that you don't get knocked out, what you should do. So let's get started. Typically these videos, people are like, well, the first step of you not getting hit in the face is don't get hit in the first place. Make sure that you're weaving and you roll with your punches and you bite down your mouth guard to keep your chin tucked and It's like, yes, these are all things that we know. All right. If you have any fighting experience at all, you know, you bite down on the mouth guard, you put your chin down, you try to take it on the forehead, try to take it on the sides of the head, try to roll with it so it's not, you know, hitting as hard, so you're not like head on collision. It's like head on, like, you know what I mean. Anyway, everyone knows that. I'm going to go over if you do all that, but you still get rocked, what you got to do. Number one, it's a mental thing. It's going to be an absolute mental thing. You're going to get hit, and you're probably going to be, like, freaking out mentally inside your head. You're going to be like, what the heck just happened? I don't know. I remember when I first got, like, really, really hit hard in the face, my first thought was legit, I think I just got hit by a car. That's why I thought, like, I got hit, and I was like, went black. I was like, I got hit by a car. I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Like, I just died. I went into like panic mode. I absolutely flipped out. I was like, ah! You know, kept my hands up. I think I might have like honestly like fell on the ground, not because he knocked me down, but I just like that was my like fetal position cover. I was just like got hit. Oh, let me go on the ground and cover myself up, kind of thing, you know. So step one is probably get your hands to your head. That's what I would say. You get rocked, bop, hands need to be to your head. You gotta cover. Step two, which is also like along with step one, while you're getting your hands to your head, you need to like breathe and take a second and like be in the moment, which is going to be very hard because someone is trying to knock your head off. But as soon as you take that shot, you need to go into a state where you are still in control of at least your body, not what the other person's doing, obviously, maybe not even the fight, but you're in control of what your reaction is going to be to that. So you need to get hit. It might hurt. You probably will be in shock for a little bit. Hands need to come up. You got to protect your head, and you need to instantly kind of like just breathe or do something to get your mind set back into the fight and not that you just got rocked. Typically what I do is I give myself trigger words. So when I get rocked in the face, I will tell myself like in my head, fight, fight, fight. That's what I need to do. And that triggers into my brain that, okay, I got hit. I need to fight harder now because now I'm in a bad position. I currently live in Florida, but when I trained in Maryland, I trained with a coach who told me one time when I was fighting, just in sparring, and I was absolutely getting annihilated by this one guy. He was a pro fighter. He was killing me. He was hitting me with my body. Clearly, I was in pain. My coach could see I'm like dropping my guard to try to, you know, cover my elbows to my ribs and stuff. And, you know, being a good coach, he didn't stop the fight, he didn't do anything. And after the fight was over, I was like, you know, dying. Like literally my body was sore, you know, and it's just part of conditioning and whatnot. And he told me, he was like, if you're hurting, that sucks, but you got to fight harder now or else you're gonna hurt like even more. Like if you are already hurting, you need to take it up a notch to make sure that you like don't die, basically. So it's the truth. So whenever I get rocked in the face or I get kicked or something happens, my first thought is hands up, like cover myself, and then I immediately tell myself, fight, fight, fight. So I'm like, get me back into it. Like, boom, I got rocked, but I need to start throwing back, or I need to get out of the situation. I need to post. I need to throw a kick out, throw a side kick, throw a front kick, get the person away from me. I can't go into this freak out mode where I get hit, and then I'm like stuck. I'm like frozen, which oftentimes is what happens. You see a lot of people where they get hit and they go into their little shell and they shell up and they don't do anything. They just sit there. And then the person just starts wailing on them and starts breaking down the shell and starts breaking down their guard. And then you're done. Like, it's game over at that point. If you're not going to fight, the referee's going to stop the match. So like I said, first step, get your hands up. Obviously cover your head. You know, if you got rocked in the face, you got punched, you need to shell up or do something to make sure that you're not going to just keep eating punches. But simultaneously while doing that, you need to give yourself a trigger word. You need to take a breath. You got to do something to get your head back into the fighting aspect of it and not the fact that you just got rocked in the face. Step number two is you need a condition for it. As bad as it sounds, you need to get used to getting hit. Just like getting hit in the body, we condition for that, you know. You use the medicine ball, hit it on your stomach. You have people literally just sit there and hit you. and you get used to getting hit in the stomach. Getting hit in the face is a little more risky, obviously. We don't want to be killing each other in sparring, but you need to, if you want to fight, you gotta learn that you're gonna get punched in the face. You gotta know what that feels like. When I first started martial arts, I went to like a Tang Soo Do karate school, where we couldn't even hit to the head because in karate you don't hit to the head. You can't punch, at least. You can throw spinning kicks to the head, but you can't punch. It doesn't really make sense. Why did it, like the Olympics? Why that don't make sense? Why do they do that? But I came from a school where there was no contact to the head. You couldn't punch, you couldn't kick, you couldn't do anything. When I transferred from there to doing Muay Thai, my first couple sparring rounds, I got rocked in the face, and I didn't know what to do. I got it wasn't hard. When I mean rocked, it was not like I got knocked out. We were just sparring, but I got tapped in the face enough to make me like, whoa. I got hit. Like, I need to keep my hands up, kind of thing. Of course, when you're doing this, you need to be extremely, extremely careful. I don't really recommend like any kids to do this, obviously. Like, I don't want kids getting hit in the head. Like, I don't like, if you're like 8 years old, don't go to your mom and be like, Brandon on YouTube told me that I need to start getting rocked in the face. Like, please don't do that. No, don't do it. But will I say having controlled sparring matches where there's contact to the face can be beneficial when you're trying to learn how to fight and how to defend yourself? Absolutely. In fact, I would say it's necessary. And again, it all goes back to that mental thing. If I'm constantly getting hit in the face and I'm not used to ever having any kind of contact or even moves being thrown at my face, you take that first shot, like when I first went to Muay Thai and I first got hit in the face, you take that shot and you're like, oh my goodness, what is this? This is against the rules, But if you get used to that, if you get used to having things thrown at you, or if you get used to getting hit in the face, and it's not so much of like, you got hit real hard and your head is pounding, but you can like fight through it and keep going. It's not that kind of tolerance. It's more of the tolerance of you got hit in the face, but you're not freaked out about it anymore. I might get hit in the nose and my nose might start bleeding, but I didn't break my nose. It didn't hurt. It just bleeds sometimes. Like, that's just how I am. Like, this is a personal thing. It just bleeds sometimes, and I used to be like, I get hit in the nose, it starts bleeding, like, oh, we gotta stop the match, I gotta go fix it. And now it's more of a mental thing where I get hit in the nose, I know that I'm okay, I know I'm not injured, it just happens sometimes, let me get my mind back into it and knock this guy out. So it's like, it's a mental thing. You need to act rationally, which is very, very hard to do. There are two things that people typically do. I already talked about one. Typically when you get hit in the face, you either shell up, like I already talked about, or you go nuts and you go crazy and you start swinging. And you typically see this in street fights. Someone gets hit, they're real mad now, they just got hit, maybe there's like a crowd of people around them, you know how people like do that in fights. They just got hit in front of all their friends, and then they start throwing these crazy shots. No, both of those are unsafe. So once you got hit, you've already calmed yourself down. You might have said like something like fight, like I said, like I say to myself, once you're in that mode, you need to have a game plan. You need to, bop, I'm hit, I'm shelled up, the guy's throwing punches at me, he's kicking me, he has me tied up, he's throwing knees. What do I need to do? I need to post, I need to strike, and I need to get out. I need to throw something, and I need to move. You can't just go out there and start throwing wild things. You need to have a game plan. And then the last thing I would say is you just need to be aggressive. And aggressive doesn't mean you need to go out and start, swinging all crazy, because I just said you shouldn't be doing that. Aggressive can be meaning that you have aggressive defense, meaning that you're not just leaning back, trying to keep your hands up, trying not to get hit, that you have good defense, you have a good guard, you're actively trying to parry, you're actively slipping, you're trying to get under punches, you're still rolling with them after you just got hit. You need to either be aggressively striking back, or you need to be set aggressively looking for that moment to strike. Because if you just sit there and get hit, you're gonna lose. Or you're gonna get hurt if you're not in if this isn't especially if it's not like a sport competition cage fight. If this is out in the street, you're dealing with your life. So overall, all my tips is, number one, you just got rocked in the face. Step one, get your hands up, protect your head. Step two, take a second, breathe, say something to yourself to get your mind right back into the fight. And literally, it can't be any more than a second. You can't be there doing some breathing exercise. Not gonna work, taking too long. Take a breath, say something to yourself. Let yourself be mentally back in the game, not focused on, man, I just got hit. Step three, make sure you're properly training for it. Get hit in the head sometimes. Not hard, obviously, but get used to punches being thrown at your face. Step four, act rationally, go in, have a game plan. And then step five, execute that game plan aggressively. Get yourself out of that situation and kick butt. And there you go. That's how you deal with getting hit in the head. Obviously, I hope that none of you end up ever needing to do this in the street. Of course, if you want to do it for competition, that's differently. Hope that you don't get into a situation where you really get hit hard, but it's gonna happen. Happens to the greatest fighters. Everyone gets hit. So the best way to deal with it is be prepared to get hit and have a game plan for when you do. So I hope this helps. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. See you in the next one.